Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basili. Another shocking attempt to dumb down and disenfranchise our kids. A new report out has revealed administrators at the Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology in Virginia hid national merit scholarships from students for years, all in the name of their equity agenda and to not hurt their classmates' feelings. The decision by school authorities impacted the college admissions potentially, and scholarships for hundreds of students is a part of a larger trend in schools. And what do we do about it? Joining us is one of the parents of an impacted student. Asra Nomani is the co-founder of the Coalition for TJ, and we're also joined by Dr. Corey DeAngelis. He's a senior fellow for the American Federation for Children and executive director for the Educational Freedom Institute. Thank you both for being here. This is a really appalling story. Asra, and it's a very personal fight for you. Tell us how you found out about this and the impact of this on you, your child, and the families at the school.
Well, thank you so much for bringing light to this. You know, your segment before, Protect Our Children, is exactly the thesis that we have to remember here, because I discovered this because this fall, the Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology principal and director of student services decided to give the certificate for commended students after early college application deadlines had already passed. And they had basically stolen from kids the ability to use this incredible recognition, being in the top 3% of students nationwide, to help boost their ability to get into colleges. Well, guess what? As an intrepid reporter myself, I called National Merit Scholarship Corporation for comment. And then I asked them, well, gosh, you know, my son did pretty well on that PSAT test. Was he by chance a commended student? 2 years later, I discovered that my son was a commended student and was robbed of the opportunity to use it for college admissions and scholarships.
So, Corey, you've got this leftist principal who's adopted this equity at all costs approach. Students get a 50 just for showing up. And now this is racially discriminatory, which is this practice, because I think many of the students were either white or Asian. Is this part of a pattern that you're seeing in other schools, withholding achievement information like this?
Yeah, I mean, this looks like the dumbing down of America right before our very eyes. We've somehow gone from everybody gets a trophy to nobody gets any trophies. And I really want to commend Asra, who's also on this panel, and other parents like her all across the country for putting a spotlight on this nonsense happening all across the country, because that is how change is going to happen. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. So I want to encourage more parents to follow Asra's lead to push for change. And look, maybe this school would do a better job of providing this information to parents if there was some more competition. Virginia is one of the worst states in the country for school choice, one of the bottom 10 according to the Heritage Foundation's Education Freedom Report Card. They only have 7 charter schools in the entire state. North Carolina, to the state's south, has over 200 charter schools, about the same population. And West Virginia has the second most expansive education savings account program in the nation. It's time for Virginia to step up to the plate as well. House Republicans passed an ESA earlier this year, and the Lieutenant Governor, Winsome Sears, has made this one of her top priorities. And Glenn Youngkin's a school choice supporter as well. I think if we
clearly the Youngkin administration needs to move on this. I just have 60 seconds left. I have to ask you, Asra, what's the recourse here? How do you make people whole 2-3 years after they've been impacted in terms of their scholarship or their college admissions? Are there going to be lawsuits here?
These are my notes, because we confronted the superintendent yesterday. We went to the doors. Behind me is the poster that our parents carried: Save Merit, Stop the Sabotage. Speaking of Winsome Sears, she gave us a thumbs up yesterday. She gave us a boost. You know what she did? She tweeted out that education does not have to be a zero-sum game, just like Corey was saying. So competition and merit, that's what America's all about.
Yeah, it seems like they need to be sued into oblivion. I mean, because it takes a lot more than tweets to make a change. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Real quick.
I should have mentioned that. Yeah, we're going to use all the recourses we have in the court of law.
Absolutely. All right. I know we have a limited amount of time with you today because of all of our breaking news, but we're going to be talking more about this, especially if you file that lawsuit. Asra Nomani and Corey DeAngelis, appreciate you both. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.